Hello and welcome to the Rams Live pregame show, delivered by Little Caesars, the official pizza of the Los Angeles Rams. It's week 6 in the National Football League. I'm JB Long with DeMarco Farr, Maurice Jones-Drew, and the Carolina Panthers are in town to take on the Los Angeles Rams before the open date on their schedule. Fourth member of our team, Ricky Hollywood, would join us momentarily, but let's get set for this matchup, guys, and start with the crux of the matter, which is, yet again, the offensive line. 6 different starting combination today, DeMarco, but at least some familiar faces.
Yeah, you're going to go with the same group today versus Carolina that you did versus Dallas, so let's hope they got a little bit better during the week. And look, you're going to get better in the NFL. When you watch yourself on film playing against certain guys, your confidence is going to grow. Your coaches are going to learn what you can do a little bit better, so we're hoping for a little better showing out of that group. But you've got to protect Matthew Stafford. You've got to protect your passer. I don't want to hear anything about Allen Robinson or anything else on this offense if you can't protect Matthew Stafford. That is job number one.
All right, so Bobby Evans stepped in for David Edwards, who's back in the concussion protocol last week. It'll be him next to Jeremiah Colonna at center as the Rams look for some continuity to build on. No continuity in the running back room. No Cam Akers today. Big opportunity for Daryl Henderson here in a contract season. What do you expect from the Rams rushing game?
Well, JB, you talk about opportunities. We always talk about opportunities are given, not earned, right? Cam Akers is out with a personal issue. This is the opportunity for Daryl Henderson to kind of take this lead role and maybe earn a contract here with the Rams. This is what you're supposed to do in these situations. Make the first guy miss in the hole. Get 4 yards of carry. Don't take any negative runs. When you get an opportunity to be explosive in the passing game. Pick up blitzes. And then when you do that, when you get the ball in space, make 2 or 3 guys miss and convert on first downs. Be that energy that you need, that spark plug that this offense needs, and that's how you kind of can take this ride over.
When was the last big run? When was the last big run that popped?
December.
December. It was December. Wow, it's been a while. Need one.
What about in terms of schematic and run style? With Daryl Henderson back there and given this offensive line, do you live in kind of offset gun runs like they have been lately? Do you go back to some more of your traditional outside zone? What would you like to see from the Rams offensively?
I'm tossing. I'm going outside. I don't like those big guys in the middle. This guy had a chance to meet Derek Brown and shake his hand. He's twice DeMarco's size.
About the Carolina Panthers.
The Panthers. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. Not our guys. I don't want to put, like DeMarco said, not to put your guys in bad situations, right? Why would I have them run blocking a guy that's twice your size? No, that's not what I'm going to do. Let's get those big guys on the edge. Let's get them running, some toss sweeps. Let's get Daryl Henderson on the edge. You know what the biggest run this year was? Was Daryl Henderson on a toss sweep for 18 yards.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's the biggest run. So get that back going and work those edges and get those guys moving.
I'm not trying to one-up you, but it was Cooper Kupp on the jet sweep.
Well, excuse me. We're talking about running backs.
But in terms of sparking the running game, it's an all-hands-on-deck situation any way you can.
You got to be creative.
And even your quick passing game as an extension of your running game, I would say, getting the ball out to the perimeter.
Screen game as well, JB. Getting him the ball in space with blockers, making it look like a punt return for him as well.
All right, Rams trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak going into their bye. They've got a great opponent teed up. Nothing against the Carolina Panthers, but they might be the worst team in the league. They're the first team to fire their head coach. They bring in their 4th-string quarterback today. They're without their best corner. I could go on, but DeMarco, are you worried about what an interim coaching staff might mean for their energy level today?
It depends. I've heard they love Steve Wilks. It's not like they were, upset or no one likes to get their coach fired, but they love Steve Wilks. That's what they keep telling me. So there's one of 2 ways you can go. You can be down in the dumps. Everybody got fired. It's about to be a fire sale, and you know it. You know it when the season's over in the National Football League.
Yeah.
That Paul kind of comes over the locker room. Or it could be the opposite way. This was the guy we wanted. We're galvanized now. You're listening to us, ownership. Now we have a coach we like. We're going to play like gangbusters. So I think what you said to Sean McVay was right on. Watching tape of the Carolina Panthers previous, throw it out. Because this will be the new Carolina Panthers. It starts today with a new coach, new quarterback.
What about the feeling, Maurice, when you wake up and you're reading your name in the headlines as possible trade candidate for a team that started 1-4?
I've been there. What the craziest part is, I've been Christian McCaffrey, where a coach gets fired mid-season. They're talking about trading you, all these different things, or just in general as a team, this may be your last game, maybe your last season, maybe your last play at that position. Guys play with their hair on fire. Guys find a way. They're scratching and clawing. You have a desperate team, not because they're desperate to turn their season around. They're desperate to turn their career around, right? And so if you're Christian McCaffrey, you're saying, okay, I'm up for trade. Let me raise his price up then. Or let me get out of here and let me get some more people interested by how I perform. So if you're one-on-one with McCaffrey, be ready to go. If you're one-on-one with anybody right now, be ready to go. And expect on special teams, guys to try to make plays, because those are the first guys that go. when things start to go wrong. They start looking at special teams and turn over that roster.
DeMarco, you told me earlier this week you actually wanted to see Baker Mayfield, and actually watching some tape, I could see what you mean. Like, he was seeing some ghosts out there. He was double pumping like a power forward, not a quarterback in the pocket, right? But instead they get P.J. Walker, who doesn't have a ton of NFL experience, but he does have 2 wins in the last couple of seasons, one of them against Stafford and the Lions.
Beat Detroit in 2020. The Baker Mayfield, me wanting to see him out here, that's the wrestling fan in me. I want to see a squash match. I like that. But, no, I really do agree. I mean, with Baker Mayfield, there is a good chance he will throw it to you.
Yes.
There's a great chance you're going to get off the field on third down. He was absolutely struggling.
2 or 3 times he'll throw it to you.
So I want that quarterback under center, not to mention the other part of that. But P.J. Walker is a guy that's got some wins, got some experience in the NFL. What he doesn't have is a lot of snaps with the first-team offense. So you'd have to think with Steve Wilks, what usually happens is they'll play conservative. Any tight situation, they'll go to McCaffrey, the easiest way they can, and take it out of their quarterback's hands. But at some point, when you do get pressure, he can scramble, he can beat you, he's good enough to win.
McCaffrey's got nothing on you, by the way, my friend.
I would say this, too, about Walker. The one thing that scares me more than anything is his athleticism.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Mariota, kind of what Mariota did with the Falcons. An athletic quarterback gives you an opportunity to do some things that offensively you're normally not used to seeing.
Bigger or smaller than Kyler Murray?
Oh, bigger.
It's close.
He's bigger.
He's
close.
bigger.
He's bigger.
You can hardly see.
I'm taller than Kyler.
I am not doing a good enough job spreading around the targets here on our live pregame show. Let's bring in the 4th member of our team, Erica Tamposi, and see what Ricky Hollywood has been up to this week.
Hey, guys, thank you. Yeah, I think Cooper Kupp is the running back in this situation. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, I got 3 things that I'm interested today. First off, it's our Crucial Catch game, and there are season ticket members coming out of the tunnel right now. They're filling up the field because it is the Crucial Catch game, like I said, and we're honoring fighters and survivors currently. Also, there's an amazing feature out on offensive lineman Tremaine Ankrum and his work with Cedars-Sinai and a book called My Chemo Fairy. I implore you to check it out. It is so moving. I also wanted to throw out a bold prediction for today's game. I've been saying this all week, and I am doubling down on it. Bobby Wagner, pick 6. Book it. It is gonna happen. I just feel it. I just feel it deep down. And also something to watch for this game. The Panthers have lost 25 straight when they've given up 17 or more points. So this is the game that the offense gets right. Let's put 17 or more points on the game, and we'll send the Panthers back home.
All right, bold prediction and some stats from Ricky Hollywood. Let me follow up on that defensive point she makes. The defense has been good enough to win the last couple of weeks. The Rams have lost. What more can they do here today, DeMarco?
Well, they can be a little tougher against the run, we'll say that. They can be a little bit better in those 3rd and short situations. Get off the field as soon as possible. I'll say this. Number 1, they have carried the day. Yes, the defense.
Yeah.
You got to save yourself some reps. Your first opportunity to get them out and get on the bench, you've got to take it. 3rd and inches, you've got to win that. Also, it gives you a chance to give your offense more time. An extra possession per quarter, per half. All they need is a few extra reps to get going offensively. So as soon as you can get off defensively, got to happen.
All right, let me get you to Cooper Kupp, Maurice Jones-Drew. It's been a couple of weeks since you've been with us. He is ahead of a Triple Crown pick. They're using him even more than they did last year. I'm not sure that's necessarily a good sign, but they have to find a way to win today. Give me a sense of the distribution of what they're asking of Cooper Kupp and who else they might find to get those points, to get above 17 points to Erica's.
Cooper Kupp. And then I say Tyler Higbee, sprinkle him in there, Daryl Henderson as well. You want Allen Robinson to do some things. I think he becomes more of a target here in the red zone, especially with J.C. Horn being out going against the 3rd corner, right? You have to win that. You have to win those matchups. And to be honest, at the end of the day, it comes down to just someone has to win their one-on-one battles. That's what this is going to be about. And too many times when I was in London, I was watching the games at 2, 3, 4 a.m., it was a lot of one-on-one battles being lost at the receiver position, right? Guys running a comeback, and the guy's all over his back. You didn't win that rep. You have to win those reps. And the more you win those reps, the more points are put up.
All right, let's get to some one-on-one matchups then. DeMarco, in terms of an area, it's the 2 deep that you're looking for head-to-head against Carolina, where might this game be decided?
Well, in the trenches. Ricky Hollywood said Bobby Wagner pick 6. I thought from where? From 35 in or 50 out?
Right.
How far? Really?
I mean, he could go if you get some guys in front of him.
But that guy, I mean, Bobby Wagner in the middle, we talked about it. They're going to try to run the football. He's got to be the tip of the spear, so to speak. So I would say the front 7 versus their offensive line, whoever dominates that up front and early is going to win this football, or at least put your team in position to win this football game.
Matchup to watch, Maurice?
Well, it's not necessarily a matchup to watch. It's more of a situation to watch. Open field tackling against the Carolina Panthers. DJ Moore, great with the ball in his hands. Christian McCaffrey, great with the ball in his hands in space. Robbie Anderson, great with the ball in his hands in space, right? You have to spread. You got to be able to tackle those guys. Again, I hate to bring it up. You go back to the Niners situation. What did the Niners do? They got Deebo Samuel the ball in space, miss a bunch of tackles. He goes 60 yards down the field. Tackle these guys, get them down on the ground. Like you said, limit the exposure of the defense.
All right, let's go back to Ricky Hollywood and see if she's got a matchup to watch for as the Panthers take on the Rams here in Week 6.
Sort of what we've been talking about this entire game is these Panthers team are in a new situation with a new head coach. What about Jalen Ramsey? There hasn't been as much movement with DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson with this Panthers team. So how about keeping it that way? Jalen Ramsey making sure he's defending the back end.
All right, I like that one as well. See if you can limit the explosive passing game of the Carolina Panthers with a new quarterback behind center. I feel kind of a little bit lame copying out with this one, but here's where I'm going for a matchup to watch. The Rams against yesterday. You against yesterday.
I like it.
The Rams of Week 6 against the Rams of Week 5.
Right.
Like, we've heard they've been in the lab. Not the same roster that we're going to see this week that we saw last week against the Dallas Cowboys. But if you're doubling down on the group that you have and the roster that you have and making incremental improvements, then let's see it. It's a nameless, faceless opponent today. I don't care that it's the Carolina Panthers. I want to see the Los Angeles Rams that we've come to know and love. I want to see them uphold their own standard that they've set for the last 5 years.
I hope we haven't seen the Los Angeles Rams yet. I hope they're still trying to find that best game.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right, final thoughts as we wrap this one up?
You know, there's some weird stuff. So you got Cooper Kupp leading people in rushing yards. You've got a cornerback that's like third on the team in sacks.
Right.
There's some goofball stuff. Some other guys need to step up. And you know you would be staring daggers through certain guys on offense if they're not producing when you're doing all the work. That's how I feel defensively, too.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, for me, I guess the last take is, what is the next wrinkle? What is it? Right? After Buffalo, you go to I formation with Ben Skoranek. You find a way to get the offense going. What is the next wrinkle from Sean McVay? You say they're in the lab. What is next? And when we figure that out, hopefully it works out.
How about playing from in front? That's a new wrinkle. Not chasing 9 early here on your home field. That's a wrap on the Rams pregame show, delivered by Little Caesars. Make sure you order Little Caesars online during the Pizza pregame and get it delivered, or you can pick it up in store in the Pizza Portal. It's a 1:05 Pacific kickoff on Fox. You can listen to the three of us on 710 ESPN or on Jack FM 93.1. For MJD, for DeMarco Farr, for Erica Tamposi, I'm JB Long. Thanks for being with us for Week 6 at SoFi Stadium, the Rams and the Panthers before the bye. Enjoy it. Hope it's a winning one.